Hi there, everybody. Twisted D4E here. I want to welcome you to another one of my reading anime fanfiction story videos. Um, and I'd like to welcome you to Laura Bodewig X male reader, or in this case, it's Laura Bodewig X Caleb Burns, who is Jaden Cook, essentially, my blonde haired guy. Um, Unless for some reason my character isn't blonde haired, I'll still go with it anyway. It doesn't really matter. But anyway, I have this Charlotte Dunois XML reader planned as well. I'm probably going to do this record that right after this. And then I have one other one I'm needing to make a thumbnail or whatnot for, maybe two. But one of them that was going to be a long read, so not entirely sure. But anyway, I apologize for all the constant yawning. I woke up at like 9 a.m. or so, and I'm just as usual, I'm just very, very tired. So I apologize for all the constant yawning you might hear, but that's just how it is for me. Anyway. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I believe I titled this. I'm checking my own thing. My mom was laughing at it. German pilot falls in love is how I titled this. This story. All right, so chapter one, Laura Bodewig. Laura woke up screaming because of her nightmare. She constantly had nightmares due to the experiments that had been on her, just so she could use an IS unit. Thankfully, Charlotte was her roommate and was always there to comfort her. So this is the beginning of her life with the friends she made and the hardships they had gone through. Upon waking up screaming, Laura was embraced by her roommate Charlotte, trying to calm her down. After a few minutes, she calmed down enough to realize that she wasn't in a dream anymore. Thanks, Charlotte, Laura says to Charlotte while getting her bearing back. Anytime, Sherry, Charlotte says. What time is it? Laura asks. And to be clear, I'm trying my best to not offend anybody. If I possibly screw up the way like certain ways Anime Freak 1988 is writing Lara, because she is from Germany. I believe so. So just making that clear, I'm not trying to offend anybody from Germany. Please don't hurt me. I'm literally just reading it how it's written. Laura asks while looking around to see where the alarm clock was at. It's just 3 minutes before the alarm goes off to get up, Charlotte says. Well, it's time to wake up and get dressed, I suppose, Laura said, slowly getting out of bed. Laura slowly got her school uniform on as Charlotte went to take a shower. When Charlotte was in the shower, Laura made breakfast for the two. She had made some sausage and eggs and put them on a plate for her and Charlotte. By the time Charlotte came out, dressed from her shower, they sat down at the small table in their room and ate their breakfast. After they were done eating, they put their dishes in the dishwasher and left to head to their classes. Laura spaced out a little on the way to class, feeling that something was going to be different about today compared. Wait, sorry, I just got a random alert. Compared to the usual day she had. When they got to class, they took their seats and waited for Miss Yamada to start class. Class, I have some news. We are getting another student today, Miss Yamada says. Everyone just had a look of shock on their face because they were getting so many new transfers lately to the school. I would like you all to meet Caleb Burns, Miss Yamada said as you entered the classroom. Everyone exclaimed with shocked looks as you came, since you were a boy. The only other boy to ever control an IS unit was Ichika or Yamara. So it was a shock to see another male student who was able to control an IS unit. You slowly bowed to the class. My name is Caleb Burns. Pleased to meet you all. I hope we all can become friends, he said while looking at everyone on their faces. Can you please take a seat next to Ichika Oyumura, Mr. Burns? Not a Simpsons reference, I promise you. Dear God, no, Miss Yamada asked. You bowed and walked to the desk that was appointed to you and sat down. You were a little nervous because everyone kept looking at you, but decided to give your full attention to Miss Yamada as she explained about what they were going to go over today in class. You couldn't help but notice the stare of a girl that had platinum hair and wore an eye patch over one of her eyes. You hoped it didn't mean trouble coming your way on the first day of school. All right. Chapter 2. You get up from your seat once classes are over and you start putting your books away. You quickly glanced around, getting the feeling that you were being watched closely by someone, and saw the girl with platinum hair and an eye patch staring at you intensely. You decided it was time to go into a defensive position to watch your back carefully. You pick up your bag up and head out of the classroom. You slowly make your way back to the room when the intercom comes on and asks that you report to the administration office. You change directions and head towards the administration office to find out what was going on. On your way to the office, you still had the feeling that someone was watching you and glanced carefully over your shoulder without giving yourself away and saw at the corner of your eye that the platinum haired girl was on your tail. You get to the office and go in knowing that the girl wouldn't follow you in without having to give herself away. As you enter the office, the receptionist points you to a door to go through. You go to the door and see that Miss Orimura is sitting on the other side of a desk and looks like she's been expecting you. Please sit down, Mr. Burns. Or Mr. Orimura says. You sit down hoping that you haven't done anything wrong yet. I'll be having you move to the room to share with my younger brother, Ichika Orimura. As you can guess, he is my younger brother. You literally just said that. I think it will be good for you to get to know him and his friends. I hope you can make some new friends and enjoy your time here. That is all for now. If you need anything, feel free to leave a message for me here at my office. You're dismissed, Miss Moore says. You nod your head and pick your bag up. Once you pick your bag back up, Moore hands you a piece of paper with your room number on it. You look at it and head to your room. When you head out the office, you catch a glimpse of the blonde hair girl again. She follows you to your room when you unlock the door and head to your room and head in. Your roommate doesn't seem to be in, so you grab the bed that isn't occupied. You set yourself down and prepare your area to your liking. You decide to take a nap until your roommate gets back. It didn't take long for you to fall asleep. For now, you have to put the platinum hair girl out of your mind. You end up waking. You end up waking up from the sound of a lock on the door disengaging. You sit up and make your bed to at least give a good impression. You hear the door handle click and the door swings open, revealing a guy standing there. He has a bag of groceries in his hand. Would you like some help with that? You ask. Sure, but I do have one question. Who are you and where's Tatanashi? He asks. I'm Caleb Burns. They had Tatanashi switch rooms and put me in here with you. You say, not knowing who Tatanashi is. Sure. Here, can you take one of these and set on the counter for me? He asks. You grab one of the bags and set on the counter, waiting until he is done. He eventually gets the door shut and sets the bag he's holding on the counter. So you must be the other male that can use an IS unit. Glad to know that I'm not the only one here. Now, I'll introduce you to the girls that I hang out with here shortly, since they will be here soon. My name is Ichika, by the way, he says. I do have one question. There's this girl with platinum hair and an eye patch that has been following me around lately. Do you know who she is, you ask? That is Laura Bodewig. She doesn't mean you any harm. You are an anomaly for using an IS unit, since until me, only girls can use it, and because you could use one. She probably is just curious, so she's watching you. You'll be seeing her soon, since she's one of my friends that are coming here. I can't help but feel like I've seen her somewhere before, you say. She is Germany's representative. You've probably seen her on TV before, Ichigo says. That makes sense, you say. Just as soon as you get done speaking, there came a knocking at the door. Can you get that for me? Ichigo asks. Sure, you say. You get up and answer the door. When you open the door, there are seven girls standing there. Every guy's dream or nightmare. You be the judge. Hi, you say with surprise in your voice, seeing so many girls at one time. Laura pushes her way to the front of the girls and looks you up and down, closely analyzing you. You step back, feeling intimidated, but she just steps forward closer to you. Laura, behave. He is my roommate, Ichigo yells and says. You step aside so the girls could come into the room. You go to your bed and sit down. You pull out an MP3 player and put your headphones on while watching everyone. All the girls uh, are starting to try and get Ichigo's attention. You quickly realize, though, that he's way too dense to realize that the girls liked him. The only girl that wasn't trying to get his attention was Laura. She sat down on Ichigo's bed and stared at you. After a few minutes, you got annoyed. You take your headphones off and decided it was time to say something. Not to sound rude, but do you need something? You ask her. Vol are Polish, Laura says. At this point, everyone else stopped what they are doing and watched. They have never seen Laura act like this towards anyone. Yes, why? You say and ask. You see Laura smile. I think you and me will get along greatly. Finally someone that I can talk to about my homeland that would fully understand how I feel. Laura says. You smile, realizing that she wasn't a threat. All she wanted was a friend that she could share whatever she wanted with, that would understand how she felt. You knew that Laura and you were going to be best friends, and wink, wink, nudge, nudge, possibly more than that. Chapter 4. Everyone and you had a great day chatting and hanging out. It didn't seem very long before it got late and everyone had to head back to their rooms. You did learn that Charlotte's and Laura's room was right next to yours and Ichika's. Before everyone left, all the girls hugged Ichika, but Laura stayed in front of you like she was expecting something from you. It finally dawned on you that she was waiting for a hug, which was a natural thing for friends where she came from. You nervously hold your arms out and she's quick to give you a hug. It felt amazing to be hugged by a girl for once instead of them always rejecting you and acting like you didn't exist. It wasn't your looks that made girls reject you, but your personality. Usually you were nothing but a loner and preferred it that way. You still don't know why she had an eye patch, but you weren't going to risk offending the first girl to treat you like your friend in a disrespectful manner. Good on you, Caleb Burns. You figured it was something that she would tell you on her own time if she wanted to. I'm just double checking to see every. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Mhm, 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 mhm. After everyone left, you and Ichika decided to get ready for bed since Charlotte had the idea of going on a trip to the beach. It was something that came up around the end of July every year, and you didn't want to seem like an outcast, so you decided to join them. You climb into your bed when Ichika decides to talk. So, what do you think of the girls? Ichika asks. They are great to be around and hang out with, especially Lara, you say. Oh, do you like her? Ichika asks. I won't lie, I do find her cute. I still want to get to know her better, though. I don't know if I want her to be my girlfriend, but at least for now, I want to be friends with her, you say. Just keep in mind, she is an aggressive type usually, Ichika says. I will do just that. Well, I think we should get some rest. Tomorrow seems like it's going to be a busy day, you say. You fall asleep quickly. You were still out when Ichika shook you awake. You opened your eyes and realized it was early in the morning. You decided to take a shower while Ichika made breakfast. It felt weird that another guy was making breakfast, but you decided not to question it. You were curious on what kind of food they had in Japan since you hadn't eaten many Japanese dishes. You get dressed once you were done with your shower and sit down at the table just as Ichika laid a plate on the table with food on it. Just toast, eggs, and ham with a salad on the side, Ichika says. You were expecting something different, but weren't surprised by the breakfast being a traditional dish that was common in most countries. You ate everything that there was and quickly washed your dishes. You had just finished cleaning the dishes when there came a knock on the room door. You answered the door and see the girls with all their stuff and dressed in their swimsuits for the beach. Good thing you and Ichika had already changed into your swimsuits. You see Laura in a nice swimsuit. It was dark purple. It was a dark purple two-piece swimsuit having a black frill on it. You blush a little when she catches you looking at her. I take it everyone is ready to go, you ask? Yes, all the girls said at once. You and each to grab your stuff and head out to the tram. They'll take everyone to the beach. You just can't get the image of Laura out of your head. Chapter 5. Everyone gets to the tram station. You were kind of nervous because you and each were the only guys there, and all the girls that were there were in their bikinis. You did notice that Laura stayed by your side instead of Ichika's, though. The other girls seemed happy that Laura wasn't trying to get Ichika's attention. You know, he's very fucking dense. When everyone got on the tram station, Laura sat in the seat with you. She seemed to be a little tired, but that didn't surprise anybody since everyone had to get up way earlier than usual. It was a 2 hour trip to get there by tram, so everyone settled in. Some of the girls actually fell asleep. You saw Laura nodding off, and it looked like she was going to fall into the aisle between the seats. You grabbed her to keep her from falling. She didn't respond, letting you know that she was out like a light. You brace her against you should you sleep so she could sleep comfortably. Ichika knows the whole thing and winked at you, weirdo. You just nod your head back and relax. You pull out your MP3 player and listen to music for the ride while gazing out the window. Eventually, the train stopped outside of the station for the beach. You lightly shake Laura, and she starts screaming. Charlotte comes over and confronts Laura, getting her to calm down. Sorry, Caleb. She still has nightmares from the experience that were done on her, Charlotte says, explaining. You were confused, but nod your head in acknowledgement. Laura looks at you with an embarrassed look on her face. It's all right. You don't have to explain it to me, you say, trying to set her mind at ease. Laura saw sprawling from the memories, and before Charlotte or anyone else could do anything, you grab Laura and let her cry herself out on your shoulders. You help her calm down, and she wipes her tears away. Sorry, she stammers. It's all right. You are safe now. Nothing like that will ever happen to you again, I promise. Everyone had a shocked look on their faces except Ichika. No one else knew that you liked Laura. Even the girls that weren't your friends looked disappointed, but no one said anything. Lara smiled up at you, but didn't catch the true meaning behind your words. You'll see that later. Mm. Everyone back to gathering their things and started falling off the tram. Once everyone was assembled, Mr. Umar gave orders that everyone was free until 5 in the afternoon. They had to be back at the station by then. You picked your stuff up and followed the girls in each go with Laura remaining by your side. You looked at Laura just to see how she was doing and noticed she had a worried look on her face. You grab her hand. Don't worry, I'm right here. I won't leave your side, okay? Just relax and have fun, you say. Laura nods her head, and to your surprise, she doesn't try to break free from your grip. Instead, she holds your hand even tighter. You could feel the strength in her grip and thought she must be really strong to have that hard of a grip. Eventually, you reach a huge water slide. You pull Laura with you towards it. Come on, let's go on the water slide. It's meant for two people to go down together, you say. You see her smile and shake her head in acknowledgement. You both reach the top after about 5 minutes waiting in line. The instructor has Laura sit down first, with you climbing in behind her. You wrap your arms around her tightly and hold on as the instructor pushes you guys forward. Laura starts laughing and having fun once you guys reach the bottom. She turns around and smiles. Let's go do some more stuff, Laura says happily. You both head to the main pool and decide to have a diving contest. You didn't go to the highest point, but Laura did, outshowing you. You both laugh and have fun playing in the pool. You're happy that you got to spend time with her. When it gets close to 4:30, you both head on back to the tram. Everyone else gets there a little bit after you two get there and are happy to see both of you enjoying the time spent together. Laura still hadn't realized yet that you liked her, but she seemed to have fun, and that was all that mattered to you. Once everyone was back and on the tram took everyone to a shrine. The shrine was a very religious place, and people often made wishes there. You decided to make a wish and also saw Laura make a wish. Your wish was that Laura would end up falling in love with you. What you didn't know was that Laura had the same wish that you would fall in love with her. Neither of you realized what the other was thinking, but neither of you would actually say anything to each other either. Eventually, after everyone had a chance of making a wish and eating dinner at the shrine, you all head back to the shrine for the ride back to the academy. You eventually reach the academy. Both you and Ichika say goodbye to the girls, with you once again ending up hugging Lara. You and Ichika make it back to your room. So, how was your day spending it with Lara? Ichika asked you. It was wonderful. I just wish it could have lasted longer, you say. You gonna tell me what your wish was? Ichika asked. That, my friends, is a secret. I just hope that one day it comes true, you say. Ichika just nods his head that he understands. You both take turns getting a shower and head to bed. You slowly drift off to sleep, having the image of Laura in her bikini stuck inside your head. You end up being woken up from someone pouncing on you. You open your eyes and see Laura. Your eyes get wide with her already being in the room. What the hell is this, you ask? Well, Ichika said, would wake up so that I would tackle you. Sorry. Again, German Fans, please don't get mad at me. I'm I'm literally just trying to read how I'm supposed to, I guess, read it. You grab uh You grab Laura and kiss her out now and hear gasps from multiple people in the room. You look around and notice that all the girls were there in the room. When you look back at Laura, you see her blushing and acting nervous. I'm sorry, I don't know why you did that, you say nervously. You heard that Laura could be aggressive and violent sometimes and hoped that she didn't smack you. You flinched when she sat backwards and wrapped the sheets around her. Other girls noticed that you flinched and didn't budge to intervene because each guy raised his hand up to stop them. It seemed like time had stopped and everyone just stood there watching you and Laura. All of a sudden, Laura giggled and smiled at you. She suddenly jumped at you and hugged you. Everyone let out a sigh of relief as things slowly went back to normal. You and Laura ended up wrestling with each other before she managed to pin you down to where you can't move. Vow are mine, Laura said loudly. I'll always be here as long as you want me to, you exclaimed. She got off of you and snuggled up closely to you while smiling. You aren't sure what all just happened, but you decided that if it was causing her to fall in love with you, that you didn't mind it. After a while, each could finish cooking and everyone sat down to eat. No one made it official, but it seemed that you and Laura was together. You smiled and laughed with the jokes Laura said and enjoyed your time with her. Everything was going good when all of a sudden an alarm started sounding through out the school. Everyone in the personal IS unit, please report to the command center. All other students, please file out of your rooms and into the bunkers on the ground. There is an attack on the academy. These instructions will repeat. Heard what sounded like Miss Orimore's voice over the intercom. Everyone looks at each other, and having their IS units appear, everyone looks at your unit as it appeared. Your unit had two main cannons attached in the shoulder areas, and in one hand was a gun like pistol, and the other hand held a 7-foot katana. Your machine was decked out in a dark magenta with metallic dark blue colors swirling around with each other. Your gauntlet had spikes on them, making you look foreboding and intimidating. Once everyone in the IS unit was out, each could hit a switch in the wall that led to outside, slid upwards, opening for quick maneuvering to get to the command center quickly. You all take off and flight quickly and make your way to the command center. Chapter 7. Everyone reaches the command center quickly. Miss Ormo is already there waiting for you and the gang. Listen up. Phantom Task is back, and this time they have a special weapon. I hate to announce this in front of everyone. It's going to shock you, Ichika, but Madoka Orimura, who is Ichika's twin sister, is after Ichika. She is our primary target. I want her captured. She is Silent Zephyr. If we can capture her, we might be able to get some vital information for her. All right, everyone, move out, Mr. Orimura says. Everyone immediately takes off. You went straight for Madoka Orimura. You knew what IS unit it was. Ichika tried to have you stand down, but you ignored him. You were focused on capturing her. Laura saw this and decided to help you. It was going to be put to the test on what the limits of your IS could do. You pull out your blade and gun. You engage Madoka quickly, thinking if you caught her off guard, it would give you an advantage. Just as you swing your sword to her, Madoka instantly spun around and her blade connected with yours, causing the blades to lock together. Madoka grabbed you with her other hand, tossing you down into the ground. It stunned you to where you couldn't move your body. You could see Laura engage Madoka and watch as they clashed again and again. You could see the sparks even from the ground as their blades connected each time. When you're finally able to move, you could see that Laura's actions were slowing down from her stamina wearing out. All of a sudden, Madoka managed to land a major hit, causing Laura to go off balance and sending her backwards a good distance. Madoka raised her left hand with it holding a gun. Laura was stunned really good to where she couldn't move. Madoka was about to pull the trigger when you shot upwards and just managed to get in front of Laura just as Madoka fired. The shot went right through you. You coughed up your blood as your sight started to black out. You could see Ichigo land successful hit on Madoka before your vision blacked out. After the battle, everyone was watching from the watching post as the medical staff is working on saving you. I have something to tell you, especially you, Laura. Caleb is in love with you, Laura. He did what he did trying to save you. I promised him that wouldn't say anything, but I think this is important, Ichigo says. Everyone just looks in shock at the news. Ichigo walks away from everyone with his head hung in shame for breaking a promise. None of the girls try stopping him. Everyone looks at Laura once Ichigo is gone, see tears streaming down from her face. Charlotte was about to say something when Laura turns and runs. Laura, wait! Charlotte yells. Laura ignores everyone, just keeps on running. Should we go after her? Hoki says, or asks. That wouldn't be wise. Besides, you won't find her unless she wants to be found. I know where she probably went. Leave everything to me. Just watch over Caleb. Katanachi says before going around to find Laura. All anyone could do is wait and make sure that you come out of this all right. Mutual feelings. Chapter 8. Tatanashi starts looking for Laura. She looked in the cafeteria in Laura's bedroom. Blah, blah, blah. Tatanashi steps outside and flew up to the highest point of the IES Academy. Laura was sitting there just looking out over the town with tears so lightly streaming down her face. Tatanashi approached slowly and sat down next to Laura. Laura didn't even acknowledge her. So what were you thinking? Tatanashi asked. I'm hurt that Caleb never said anything, Laura says. Do you love him? Tatanashi asked. Yes, I just wish he had said something to me. He's the first guy that I can share anything with, Laura says. So tell him. I think you'll get a positive response from him. Tatanashi says. I just don't know how to. This is the first time I've heard of a guy loving me, Laura says. Just tell him straight out that you love him, Tatanashi says. All right, Laura stammers, trying to get her emotions under control. Come back with me, Laura, Tatanashi asks. Yes, I will, Laura says. Tatanashi picks Laura up and carries her down to a set of doors leading inside. Tatanashi leads the way with Laura following behind her. Eventually, they reach the medical bay and Laura puts on a smile before they enter. As soon as they enter, everyone turns to look at them. How is he doing? Laura asks. He is all right. The doctors managed to fix him, but it will be a slow process for his body to fully heal, Hoki says. Uh, can I see him? Laura asks. Yes, I have made special clearance for you to be able to go in, Mr. Ormeyer says from behind them. Laura walks into the room and holds her hand in hers. You sense that something is touching her hand and look up to see Laura. Laura, I'm sorry, you say. All of a sudden, Laura bends down and kisses you. What are you doing, you ask. Well, I was told that you loved me. To be honest, I love you too, Laura says, tears streaming down her face. You reach up slowly and wipe away your tears. Everyone else was just watching TV from behind the glass in the observation bay. You had no idea what they could see. You slowly bring Laura's face down to yours again and kiss her deeply. Get a room, you two. You hear Reen's voice over in the intercom. You both blush deeply. Miss Orimar comes into the room. If you two want, I can put you both in the same room. I can't have Charlotte move in with Ichika. They have shared a room before, Miss Orimar says. I would like that. How about you, Laura? You say. Laura just nods her head yes. That's settled then. I will have the exchange done by dinner time. Oh, you are free to move about in a wheelchair for the next 2 weeks until your wounds have sufficiently healed. Good luck to you too, Miss Orimura says as she leaves. You couldn't believe that not only did Laura tell you that she loved you, but that you both would be together in the same room. It was like a dream come true. Chapter 9. You and Laura eventually make it to your new room. You see that your stuff has already been moved in. I hope you're too bad. Who are you sitting up? You couldn't help but look at her. I do have a question for you, you say to Laura. What is it? Laura asks. Why do you wear an eye patch, you ask? Laura sighs. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. I was just curious, is all you say. Laura reaches up and removes the eye patch, revealing an eye that was golden color. I was experimented on. The people that raised me wanted to make me more compatible with the IES unit. I went through hell in the experiments. As a result, I ended up with this eye to help enhance me for the IES unit. Most people freak out when they see my eye, so I just keep it covered, Laura explains. You hold your arms out to her, seeing her start to tear from the memories of what was done to her. She graciously accepts a hug from you. After the hug, Laura stands back up. Shall I begin first? Laura asks. That would be wonderful, you say with a smile on your face. It almost takes, all right. It takes almost an hour for Laura to cook, but once she was done, she laid everything out on the table. She comes and carries you to the chair at the table. You both sit down and eat while smiling at each other. It was romantic sitting there eating with the most beautiful girl in the world to you. After dinner was over, Laura carried you back to your bed. Before she could walk away, you grab her hand and pull her down onto the bed next to you. You kissed her deeply. She opened her mouth, allowing you to stick your tongue inside. You enjoyed the sweet taste of the inside of her mouth. You both kissed each other for a while before quitting and gasping for air. She lays next to you and cuddled up against you. You both laid there enjoying the moment before you both fell asleep with her laying her head on your chest. You wake up with Laura curled up next to you. You slowly rub her back, causing her to wake up moaning. Once she was fully awake, she looks up at you and kisses you. You both get up and decide to get dressed for the day. Laura just starts to take her clothes off when you ask why she didn't take the partition out of the wall to get dressed behind. That would be silly. I decided to make me your bride, Laura says. I don't know why. For some reason, it's funny hearing her say that. It took you a moment to understand what she had just said. What? You say loudly in shock? What's wrong? Laura asked. Nothing is wrong. You just caught me off guard with that statement, is all you say. Laura smiles, and you couldn't help but think that she was the most beautiful girl that you had seen. You grab Laura by the shoulders and drag her down next to you on your bed with only being on guards for both of you. You start making out with Laura when the door all of a sudden flies open to the room with each and the girls standing there with a serious dark look on their face like something was wrong. How indecent, all the girls shout when they see Laura on your bed with just your undergarments on. You look over at Ichika. What's wrong, man? He asks while trying not to be embarrassed. We have a visitor. She claims to be related to Laura and is here to take her with her. Ichika says, why is she here now? Laura seems to ask herself. Do you know the person, Laura? You ask. She is my older sister, Laura says with a dark look on her face. Laura instantly gets the rest of her clothes on and summons her IS unit. You get dressed and look at each of for your orders. Everyone summon your IS units. If Laura is summoning hers, don't assume that this isn't going to be pretty, Ichika orders. Everyone summons their IS units just as the alarms came on the speakers. You all instantly follow Laura as she takes off. Laura heads outside, it's right outside into the air, and you all follow her. Just as you reach outside, you all see the girl with her IS unit. Miss Orimore's voice came on the intercom of everyone's IS unit. It's time to face your past, Laura. Everyone is here to aid and support of Laura. She got through the barrier, and we're not sure how or what her IS unit's power is. Keep your guard up, everyone. Staff is on their way now to aid support, but remember, this is Laura's battle. You are in command, Laura. Ichika, you are the team's sub-commander, Mr. Wimura said over everyone's intercom. Acknowledge, everyone said. You fly next to Laura, but decide to stay a little behind to give Laura some maneuvering room if she needed it. Why are you here, Chloe? Laura asked the girl. I came here to talk. I don't know wish to fight any of you. I'm in my IS unit, just in case I was attacked, the girl said. All right, then follow me then, and the rest of you are sure to surround us for support. Laura and you lead the way to the docking area for the ice units with the girl right behind you. Once everyone was inside the hangar, the girl disengaged her ice unit, and everyone did the same. Um, you now manage to see the girl's full features. She has platinum hair just like Laura, but was an inch shorter and seemed to have an elegant aura around her. So why has my older sister decided to show up now? Laura asked. I wish to make you an offer that you can't refuse. In doing so, though, I wish protection by the Academy. I'm afraid that Phantom Task is hunting me. As for everyone else, let me introduce myself. My name is Chloe Chronicle, the girl said. Mr. Wimar answers the hangar. Very well. We will grant you protection, but you will enroll as a student and do studies just like everyone else. Do you agree with this? Mr. Wimmer asked Chloe. Yes, ma'am, Chloe says. I knew that you were at one point working in Tabanation. No. What happened with that? Mr. Wimmer asked. Miss No told me that she couldn't protect me just by herself, so she told me to come here knowing that I would be protected, Chloe says. So what does he want with me? Laura asked. I wish to start over and hopefully be sisters like we are supposed to be. You are my only family, and I know the way I treated you in the past was wrong. Very well. Miss Mora, can Chloe share the room with both me and Caleb? She can sleep in the bed that was meant for me, and if Caleb is all right with it, I can share the bed with him. Laura says and asks. That is fine by me, you say. All of a sudden, Chloe's standing in front of you as if she was already always there. It started you seeing someone move that quick as to not catch the movement. Um, uh, lifting, starts examining you closely by lifting your arm and looking at the muscles and just poking around your body. What are you doing? What are you doing? You ask. I just want to see what your body's like. I want to know if you are strong enough to be the man my sister chooses to marry. Chloe says. Everyone laughs as you get embarrassed by Chloe's remark. Sorry about that. My sister likes to examine everything she sees. Laura says. You just shrug your shoulders like it didn't matter to you. After Owen had settled down, you helped Laura get her stepsister to the room and settled in. Chloe seemed like a little child when she saw the bed. You had to admit it was kind of funny. Just hope nobody was making a mistake accepting her here. You're admiring Chloe's childlike nature when all of a sudden she jumps off the bed at you, catching you by surprise. You tried to reach to catch her in time, but fail, and she hits you to where you fall backwards onto the bed. Chloe all of a sudden jumps up and hugs your sister. Laura stiffens from not knowing how to react. She didn't know her sister had a childish side to her. Chloe wouldn't let go of Laura, and Laura looked at you as if saying, "Help me out here." You walk over and grab Chloe, freeing Laura from her. Chloe eventually calms down. Shall I show her around the school? You ask Laura. Go ahead. I will stay here and consider you setting up her side of the room. Laura says. Grab Chloe's hand. Come on, let's go and show you around the academy. You say. Chloe nods her head and follows you. You show her the area to go for the bathrooms first, so she'll be able to get there by herself. After the bathroom area, you show her to the shower area and then the cafeteria. At the cafeteria, you show her where classes were at. I can see why my sister likes you. You're kind and try to help others out. I'm glad that she found someone that is good for her. Please treat my sister well and cherish her. She has had a hard life, Chloe says. I'll do my best to take care of her. I want to make her happy, you say. Since we are being honest with each other here, I'll tell you the second reason why I'm here. All I ask is that you keep it quiet, Chloe says. If it's something I deem necessary, then I will, you say. Fair enough. I'm also here under the tense of trying to patch up things between Tavane and Chifuya. Tavane wants to help Chifuya to take down Phantom Task. Would you be willing now to keep it quiet and let me try to make it work between the two? Chloe says and asks. I remember hearing that the two were best friends at one time. I agreed to keep quiet. However, you owe me one for keeping it a secret from Laura. Oh, my present for Laura, I think, will be suffice. I think I plan on updating her ice unit with some things to make it more powerful. Chloe says. You just smile at the thought of it. Well, since we are done for the tour, do you want to head back to the room? You ask. Sure, I want to see my sister again. I need to show her that I truly care and want to try to help her now. Honestly, love my sister, but saw it as a weakness all this time. I should apologize for treating her so badly. Chloe says. You nod your head and that you understand, and both of you head on back to the room. Both you and Chloe make it back to your room. When you enter the room, you see Laura has changed things around a little. She's relaxing on yours and her bed, watching television. As soon as you came into the room with Chloe, she got off the bed. I have something to tell you, sis. Says. All right, what is it? Chloe asks. I want to challenge you to a duel, Laura says with a serious look on her face. It seems like you've been thinking about this for a minute. Very well, accept a duel. Nothing lethal. First one to lose their shield loses. Is that fair? Chloe says and asks. Fair enough, Laura asks. You call Chief Miss Ormore and ask if a training field is open and let her know what is going on. That's fine, Caleb. Field 7 should be open, Miss Ormore says. Very well. I hope Laura can prove herself. Thanks. Have the others on standby just in case something goes wrong, you say. Very well. I hope Laura can prove herself this time, Miss Orimar says before hanging up. You tell the others what Miss Orimar said. You can't help but wonder what Miss Orimar meant by prove herself this time. Guess you'll find out in the match, you thought. Everyone makes their way to the field. Laura stands on one side while Chloe stands on the other side. On the count of three, the match begins. Before Laura could do anything, everyone's scenery changes around them. Chloe has the ability to cause illusions using the air around people. It's not harmful to you, it just messes with your mind as to what you're seeing. Tatsunashi explains while everyone watches the match. So what you're saying is she can make your darkest fears seem like they are real, you ask? Yes, she has the ability to see what your fears are and desires are and can use them against you. Even I wouldn't stand a chance against her. Just remember though, Laura isn't as normal as she seems. Yes, she has fears and desires, but she also has the ability to perceive things differently than what you could imagine. Because Lara had been experimented on, she can see through certain things as long as she hasn't let her emotions get in the way. She has a fighting chance, Tatsunashi says. Everyone is listening to Tatsunashi's words while watching the match, and you can see the scared looks they had on their faces. Everyone knew that they could let their emotions get to them a lot. You were just thinking about what could be used against you, and all of a sudden, you see Lars cannon shoot a beam bigger than anyone had that had anyone had seen before. The beam hit the ground, causing a cloud of dust, breaking the illusion. When the dust cleared, there was a huge crater on the ground, and Lara was in front of Chloe, already using a shield piercer. Lara swung, but Chloe seemed to anticipate the attack and then dodged it just in time. Chloe thought she had gone free when all of a sudden Lara launched a kick, hitting Chloe hard enough to send her slamming into the wall of the arena. Lara used her ignition boost and hit Chloe dead on with the shield piercer, causing Chloe's shield to deplete the rest of the way. The match was called on the speakers, announcing Laura as the victor. The match, all of a sudden, Laura collapsed unconscious. We need a medical team here now, you hear each get announced into his IS band. Medical staff swarmed the field in seconds of each calling them in. They lifted Lara into a stretcher and carried her to the medical bay area. Everyone followed and watched as they went to work on Lara. They must have found something wrong during their scans because they started in performing surgery on her. You look over and to see the tears are streaming down Chloe's face. She just stared straight at Lara and wouldn't look away. You turn her back and see them make a cut on Lara's chest. You couldn't bear to watch any longer. Charlotte started to open her mouth to say something until she saw your face. You didn't realize that the tears had formed and started streaming down your face. You managed to walk out of the room, or you turned to walk out of the room. Cecilia was going to stop you um, until each could put his arm out and shook his head no at her. You walk out of the room and head to your own room. You eventually reach your room with people moving out of your way when they saw. You could hear the whispers as you passed by, but ignored them all. You opened your room door, heading to your bed, and sat down there to think. You were so lost in thoughts that you didn't know when Chloe had entered the room. Can we talk? Chloe asked. Sure, you said with a depressed voice. Let's go to the roof to talk. You got up and followed her to the roof. People stared at both of you as you walked by. Once you were both on the roof of the building, hey, Chloe started to talk. I'm scared of losing her. She pushed herself too hard this time around. I'm glad she was able to beat me finally, but I don't want her to hurt herself over it. I'm just now trying to be the sister that I should have been in the beginning, Chloe said. It was a few minutes before you responded. What did they do to her, you asked? They added nanobots to her body to enhance her ability to use an IS unit. That is why she has an eye that was implanted into her body, Chloe says. Have you ever thought about getting revenge against someone in your life, you ask? Yes, for what they did to her and me, Chloe says. I promise I'll get revenge for your sister, you say. How about we do it together, Chloe asks. Fine by me. Let's fill the others and Miss Ormore in our plans. I don't want to hide anything from them, you say. Agreed, Chloe says. When you both said that, you both head back to fill everyone in on your minds, on yours and Chloe's plan. You and Chloe both reach the medical bay and immediately call everyone, even Mr. Wingmore, to gather around. Miss Yamada just even joined the group. After everyone was gathered, you settled to know of yours and Chloe's decision. Chloe and I have gathered everyone here to announce our plans. We are going to attack the labs that did this to Chloe and Laura. We aren't asking for permission. This is something we must do. We do accept our punishment for our actions, but we must get our revenge for this, you say to everyone. I have your back, and I'm sure everyone here does. Just let us know when we move out, Ichika says. I'll pull out some strings and get into Germany safely. I will help where I can. Miss Yamada will be going with you since she is an experienced pilot and fighter. Um, Y'all goes to sit down in a meeting room. To your surprise, Ichi's sister Madoka showed up out of the blue. Finally, some action. I can use a dose of mayhem. Madoka smirking. Or says smirking. You hate to admit it, but there was one person that scared the hell out of you. It was Madoka. She had a passion for violence that was uncanny and abnormal for a person. You explained the operation carefully for getting support word back from Germany. You would land on the military field. I was prepared to help with fire support to get you guys into the lab area. That has done unspeakable things to your girlfriend. After the briefing, the intercom came on, asking everyone to report to the medical bay. Everyone waits to the medical bay, and upon seeing that Laura was awake, she seemed to be waiting patiently for everyone. Once everyone was there, Laura gave a rundown of what was going on. I want to go with you all. I know the lab inside and out for the layout being there so long. Miss Yamada was against it until Miss Orimura said it would be good to have someone that knew the layout and would know where to attack. How to get off everything if something went wrong. Once everything was decided, everyone back to the docking bay for the machines, and the maintenance crew showed up to work on prepping everything. Oh my god, I can barely. Sorry, everybody. It's so stupid to do this, but I need to. Oh my god, I can barely keep my eyes open. I think I'm done here. Sorry. I'm like, it's so fucking annoying because I'm like, one, fuck it. You know, one, two. I'm 5 chapters, 5, 6, or whatever chapters away, and I'm stopping here because I can't keep my eyes open. Anyway, hope y'all enjoy.